Alright, what's up everybody? But you guys saw, and if you saw yesterday's video, you saw we got the motor and trans back in the car. And right now, I got the motor sitting on its motor mount cross member guy down in there. It's all welded in except for the part where it pivots. And you'll see why in a minute, but it's bolted in on the motor mounts. But now, we got the transmission supported by a jack stand underneath there to hold it in place, to hold it at a certain height. So now, the next step, just to get up under there, mount to the transmission, and then figure out what I'm going to do for a cross member. So I'm going to go up under there, I'm going to take you with me under there, and we're going to I'm going to mount the mount, and then we'll do some measuring, and I'll kind of figure what I need, and we'll go from there. So I'll go ahead and we'll pause you, I'll get set up down there, and we'll do that. So hold on, guys. Alright guys, well my tripod doesn't go small enough to get in here, so anyway, there's our transmission. As you can see, the bottom's not painted yet. So to make this easier on everybody, I think I'm going to try to figure out how I can put this camera up down underneath here, and if not, I'll just bolt it up off camera and then I'll bring it back and we'll do a little measuring. You can see the frame there. And if you look at the frame, this side too, it's got a flange on the bottom, spot welded, and it's got a overhang on both sides, which is nice. That's perfect, because for these transmission cross member, you want to make it where it's removable if you can. So my thought is to make a plate on each side with an actual member that comes right to the edge. Have a plate that goes here, and then just put 4 bolts, 2 on each side, 2 here, and then 2 over here on each side. And I just got to figure out my height for when I run this across here, figure out what my drop's going to be. So it might not be any by the time I put the mount on. The mount's got a pretty good amount of length to it, so I'm going to go ahead, I'll pause you guys, and yeah, we'll get that mounted installed and then do some measuring here. Oh, by the way, real quick, I was at Harbor Freight the other day, and they had this thing in the aisle, like right where you pay, the checkout aisle, for $5.99. This thing's like 2,500 lumens, and it's got, I think, 2 settings on this big thing, and it's got one on the end here that lights up too. It only takes 3 AA batteries. It's got 2 magnets, got one there on the back, which works pretty good. It's not as strong as this one on the bottom, and the one on the bottom sticks pretty good, and you can tilt it. You can tilt it 90 degrees. That's perfect. Especially since the one I have has a cord, so this is way better. So anyway, I'll pause you. We'll get that mount in there, and then we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, guys, we got our mount all in there, and I had to get different bolts because the ones they sent me were like 7/16 and they're supposed to be 3/8. So anyway, I had some short ones to use. So trying to get a measurement on the width of the frame. Now this frame does taper a little bit, so it looks like 32 inches to the edge of that. Sorry about that stupid light in the way. It's aggravating me too. I'm going to move it over. This light's great, but sometimes it just gets in the way. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Trying to go directly under the mount. And I'm trying to do as straight as I possibly can. Looks like right at 32 there. So I do like I want. Go off of this flat like that. I'd probably make it a little shorter, or just find out what the angle is and cut the whatever I use for my actual mount, my actual piece, the member part of it. I'm probably thinking of square tubing, something that's got some rigidity to it, hopefully. So I would probably cut it at an angle or just cut a little short, because the plates I use to mount to the frame are going to be probably 3/8 or 1/2 inch thick, probably 3/8, because I want to make it removable, like I said. So now I just got to figure out what my distance is as far as from the mount to where I gotta put the, it's not much, that's probably half an inch, maybe 3/4. Unfortunately, I can't do that because I don't have a third hand to measure it, but I can measure it, but I have to do it off camera, so hold on a second. Here, we'll get a quick measurement. I actually found I got the steering rod that I bought for the front axle. It's just long enough to get a nice straight plane between these frame rails and just see what I'm looking at as far as distance to bolt. Because this is where your member is going to bolt to. So let me go ahead and pause this again. Sorry, I really can't show you this because there's just no way I can do it. There's no way for me to set my phone up under here. So let me pause you again. I'll get a measurement, and maybe I'll draw something up and I'll show you guys what we got. So hold on a second. All right, guys, let me try to. I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part, but I did a little drawing, and this is our frame rails here, and from the edge to the edge, these are those flanges, 32 inches. Of course, like I said, I would have plates coming off of there. And I would bolt there, 2, and there, 2 on both sides. And then in the middle, from that bottom edge right there to the bottom of the trans mount, we have 3/4 of an inch. So whatever I come up with is going to have to be pretty slim. And then with just a spacer or some kind of little, maybe a cantilever bracket going forward, I'm thinking maybe, and to mount that. Now I'm going to look, because I do know the place that I bought the front cross member where the motor's bolted to, that I welded into the frame. They do have a couple different rear transmission cross members that have the same style mounting pattern. And what I could do is I could do my original idea like I did with the, well, I didn't do it, but I was going to do it, is just put weld angle to the, I bolt it, and just lower it a little bit so I have room, because those have the big square flange with where the tubing goes in, so I would need a little more room going down. So that's another option. I could try that to see. I gotta look and see what widths they come in, and what, if they have a rise. I think some of them are just flat. Making a couple spacers, 3/4 spacers is that's not a big deal at all. So we'll have to go ahead and we'll have to see what we got, I guess. I'm going to go online, maybe I'll look around and, there's a metal place not far from here. Where I work at, we really don't have a whole lot of, we have square stock, but it's real heavy, 1/4 inch thick square tubing. Actually, I think it's like 3/8. And it'd be heavy enough, but it might be a little bit too much overkill. I don't know. But I could do that too. I could go that route. But we'll go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I'm going to do a little bit of looking online and stuff. But let me know what you guys think. It may be easier just to go ahead and get something online. It's probably cost me more money. And this is a budget build, and I was wanting to kind of make some of this stuff. So I might go ahead and just make it. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, like I said, if you guys have not subscribed, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. And also, I'll put a link in the description below for the Facebook group that's part of this channel. It's on Facebook. You can post on there and comment and everything else. And also comment on this video if you want. So let me know, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.